Let's kick it. Baby.
Hi, fans. Welcome to this edition of Inside the Igloo. Alex Reed here. Glad you could be with us again. As once again, we're going to be unveiling the newest additions to the Icemen's roster for the upcoming 2020-2021 season. And you're not getting just one announcement today. You're getting two. And both guys, returning guys from last season. We're excited to have them back. I know that you'll be excited there as well. So at this time, it's time to meet our newest guys. Guys, go ahead and unveil yourself.
Hey, what's going on?
There they are,
Jacksonville.
Martin, Luke, Shiplow. Welcome, boys. Good to see you.
Good to be here. Thanks for having us, Reader.
Absolutely. We got the Quinnipiac connection here between the two guys who are joining. And again, a couple of returning players to the Icemen. You guys will be heading into your second pro seasons. And I know the fans probably excited to see these returning faces, and without question. But obviously the news is not only you guys being the newest news for the team, rejoining things for this upcoming season. But I think the key phrase here is the upcoming season. And I think it's a situation where, the news broke that the league is going to move forward, the ECHL. We're going to get going here on December 11th. So I really want to get your guys' reaction and really coming back. I'll start with you, Luke.
Yeah, I think, it's been a long off season. Obviously, the uncertainty's kind of been a little wavery, but it's nice to actually have an official date to start. I think it's kind of solidified everything. Guys are probably ready to go, and I think all the guys are going to be ready for this season.
Marty, your thoughts on the season getting going again?
Yeah, I'm super excited here. It's been a long and difficult off season, just not knowing when it's going to end. Spending all this time in the gym is tough, and then the uncertainty for sure. We have a nice group chat going. All the guys seem excited to get back, and I can't wait to get back to Jacksonville and get things going.
I was talking with some of the guys, and throughout on this segment throughout the summer as they signed, and obviously we didn't know if the season was happening, and if it did, when was it going to take place, and some guys were saying, I'm getting tired of applying for all these side jobs. Does that uncertainty kind of wearing you guys a little bit? That, man, am I playing hockey this year, or do I really need to look to do something else in the upcoming year?
Yeah, I think it definitely does. When you're not getting paid for the whole summer, it's a little difficult for financially, but you can always kind of keep yourself physically prepared. It's just trying to, find a job on the side. I was lucky enough to have an opportunity on the side just to kind of make some additional money, but I think it's definitely difficult for some guys because there's not that many jobs that are looking for, seasonal workers.
Yeah, I know it's tough, and this is your livelihood, hockey, and when that uncertainty is there, but that's not the case anymore. And I know the league's going to be announcing the schedule here soon, and Jacksonville Icemen hockey will be getting going here soon and shortly. But so let's look at the team, guys. Both of you guys played in your rookie years last year, and honestly, when I look at last season, it was kind of a tale of two different seasons, in my opinion. You look at the second of the year, the team was playing on a much higher level, and you can kind of tell that, like, some of the younger guys, such as yourself, had made that adjustment into the pro level, and numbers proved that. And obviously, the team started playing well. Before we talk about your guys' rookie year, just really want to get your thoughts on last season. And it was cut short due to COVID, but the team was certainly in the mix there for a playoff push. Really, what was the deal in the second half? What do you guys attribute the team's success? Marty, I'll start with you on this one, but it just seemed like things started to click there in the second half of the season.
Yeah, it seemed like everyone just started to buy in there towards after Christmas. We started getting hot, and just confidence started rolling with it a bit. So it was definitely nice to see. We came together as a team, gained some momentum there right before COVID hit. So hopefully we can just start off where we left off to start the season here.
Luke, your thoughts on second half of the year? Again, it was COVID kind of spoiled the run you guys had going.
Yeah, I was only there for a short time, about 3 months, but I think I wasn't really sure what it was like before I was there, but I know definitely when I got there, it kind of we started making bigger strides and better strides. We were winning. We were kind of working together as a team. Everyone was kind of clicking. So, I think based on what Marty said and what a lot of the guys have said is that, that we had a good end before COVID. And I think that moving forward, I think it'll be, if we can build off that, I think we'll be a very successful this year, adding some new guys, having some remaining guys still there. So I think it's going to be a good dynamic.
Looking at you guys in your first year, I know one of the things I asked the guys, especially the guys that come from college who play I don't want to say they play less games, they're more on the weekends. I know that one of the big adjustments in coming into the pro game at this level is obviously the schedule and playing so many games in a small amount of time. But I know it's usually an issue there. But for you, how did you guys adjust to that? And also just the game, the pro style versus the college style? Again, obviously, it seems as if you guys settled in for sure, but was there an adjustment time for you guys? And if so, what were some of the things you needed to adjust to when you started last year?
I think in terms of college to pro, the biggest change was just the time with the puck. I think in college, a lot of guys are just running and gunning because you don't have as many games. The schedule is not the same. So, you spend a lot of time preparing. So when it is time for a game, everyone is full energy. Whereas the pro schedule is a lot more demanding. There's more games. And, I think that just kind of being able to adjust to that is still a little difficult at first, playing 3-4 games a week at sometimes even more than that. In college, you would never have that. So that adjustment was difficult, but, you definitely get the hang of it as you start playing more and more games and just kind of learn how to deal with it.
Hey, Marty, what about you? What were some adjustments you had to make?
Yeah, just you got to really focus on taking care of your body, like eating the right things, recovering after games, getting in lifts when you can. College you play like two games a week, usually max 3, and you're getting all your time to get your lifts in, get good sleeps and everything. But then pro, when you're playing Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, a Sunday game at 2. Yeah, you just gotta make sure the body's feeling right. And it was a bit of an adjustment at first, but you start to figure it out as the season goes on.
I know some fans get a little frustrated, when you get that Sunday game, and I can usually see it. I know that I'm tired with the travel, and I'm not doing anything what you guys are doing. But I can kind of see in that third period, you guys are giving it your all, but you can see the fatigue start to wear in on a 3-3 or a 4 games and 5 day slate. And I know some of the fans might get a little aggravated. Some people use it's kind of an excuse, but there's a reason why the NHL doesn't do a schedule like that, and guys are forced to do it with the nature of the league. And there is something to be said. It is tough for you guys to have to play that much because the body can only do so much, and that's what you're talking about, Marty, with the recovery. How important that is. You try to take care of your body and all that, but how tough is it in the third period of a 3 games and 3 day slate or a 4 and 5, let's say? Marty, I'll start with you.
You just you got to battle through it. Like you said, it's a grind. So you do whatever you can to get up in the morning, get some food in you, maybe a little energy drink to get you going, and then just kind of feed off your teammates to get through the game and hopefully come out on top. Those ones are always tough.
Well, looking at you guys, again, you didn't start last season with the Icemen. You each start in different places. Marty, I believe you were in Adirondack. Luke, you started in Wichita, and then we acquired Marty, got him here in Jacksonville, and then a little bit later, Luke joined on here. Obviously, I mentioned you guys played 4 years together in college at Quinnipiac there, and it's obviously a situation where a little bit of a reunion. When you found out that Luke was coming, Marty, and obviously, Luke, get your thoughts on this as well, kind of an open forum. Really, where were you guys when you knew you were both going to be reunited again in Jackson? I'm sure you guys probably traded some messages here.
Yeah, we were always in contact. We were, really good buddies at school too. We lived together for a few years, and I think Marty was a little happier that I was coming than I was joining Marty. I was kind of sick of him, but. No, it was good. We were excited, just driving down there, making that drive from Wichita. I was pretty fired up to, get down to Florida, join Jacksonville, and, obviously reunite with Marty.
Marty, your thoughts on when you found out Luke was coming to Jax?
Yeah, it was pretty great. Just joining a new team, and you don't know too many guys or anything. So then to get a familiar face in there was pretty nice, and yeah, it was great.
So let's talk a little bit about your college days, guys. Let's get some skinny stories you got to share. You know, which one was the better student? I don't know. Hey, it's open forum here on a PG level. So
Yeah, I don't know, Marty. Who was a better student, you think?
I'd say it was definitely me. No,
All
we
right.
were
Yeah.
both pretty good in school, so yeah. But yeah, Shipsy ended up getting his master's, which was huge after 4 years.
Wow. Okay. What'd you get your master's in, Mike or Luke?
I got in just a general focus, just business administration. We actually we're lucky enough at school where they allowed us to take classes online, so you could kind of accelerate your undergrad so that you could finish your master's or at least get started. So I think Marty's halfway done his master's. So
Nice.
I mean, that's kind of like I had 4 or 5 classes left once I graduated after the 4 years with my so I finished my last 4 master's classes when I was playing in Jacksonville. So.
Gotcha. So, any other college stories you want to share? Or
I mean,
we're gonna leave those off?
it was a fun time. I think in terms of hockey,
Yeah.
some good memories. You know, our freshman year, we went to the national championship. We actually played against Shawnee in that game, I think, but none of us were actually playing. I think we were all scratched, so it was kind of a funny thing to talk about. But yeah, we had definitely had a good 4 years. We had a lot of fun. You know, we can't really say too much. Marty?
Yeah, just not too much. It was a great experience overall, though. Like the culture we had there was great. Like met lifelong buddies, and like yeah, it's great to just keep playing and stuff. Like and playing with Shipsy too is great. But yeah, overall, just a great experience.
Well, yeah, it's a great program there at at Quinnipiac, and it's one of those things where you guys are. You were talking about the OTC and Shaw's there in North Dakota. I mean, what a good program that they've got there as well. But how competitive was it up in that league there in the Northeast? I mean, it's just hockey's a pretty good brand up there.
Yeah, the ECAC is a pretty. They call it the greasy AC, so it's kind of explains it, but it's difficult. I mean, every team's good. Every night, you're facing off, whether you're home or away. Every team pretty much has a chance to win. So you have to be pretty prepared. A lot of good players come out of the ECAC too, especially over the past, say, 5-10 years. And in terms of Quinnipiac too, I think they're growing as a program. I think they've only been Division I for like 13 years or 14 years. No, maybe a little longer than that. But either way, since then, they've really grown their program. It's a more known program now. And I think that's due to the coaching staff and recruiting good players and the type of players that they're recruiting there.
Well, so look, I mean, yeah, it's again, you look at that when you play at a better program and higher competition. I mean, does that help you transition quicker, maybe into the into the pro game because you're playing at such a higher level? Marty, I'll go with you on that one.
Yeah, for sure. It was definitely a great stepping stone to transition to the pro level. Especially playing against a team like Cornell. They're all freaking 6'3". You go in there, it's a loud environment. It's tough to play against. So you're getting a bit of taste of that. And yeah, you're playing against men in that league. So yeah, it's definitely a great spot to land before trying to transition to pro hockey.
You just mentioned some of the environments like Cornell, and obviously I know the rivalries are big. So I mean, I know the student body and the student section there, they get fired up at some of these arenas. So when you look at some of those collegiate atmospheres and rinks that you guys played in, where does the atmosphere in Jacksonville at our arena, where does it compare? I know they're different styles, but as far as energy and excitement, how do they compare to where Jacksonville is at right now?
Yeah, Jacksonville.
Oh yeah, you go ahead. You go. You got it.
All right. No, Jacksonville's great. fans are great. They're always rowdy. They're getting us up on a Sunday game. So yeah, it's pretty comparable to college in that way. So, but like yeah, they're great because there are a lot of places you play pro and like they're more like docile crowds, but Jacksonville seems to always get engaged and stuff. So yeah, it's nice to have that. Nice to see the fan support every night.
Shippy, what are your thoughts? You're about to say something.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the college atmosphere is just a little bit different, but I think I wasn't expecting the crowd that we had in Jacksonville before I came. But the fans are unbelievable. They're loud. They're into the game. It's funny seeing some of the signs too, and I think it's awesome. It's pretty close to a college atmosphere, honestly. Besides the rowdy students, there might even be rowdy students there, but yeah, it's awesome crowd in Jacksonville.
Looking at this season, guys, I'm sure you've seen some of the moves. You've been talking to some of your future teammates and all that. Building off of the end of last season when you guys were playing so well, seems like there's a good core of guys that are coming together. Those guys are back. We got some new faces now, but some new veterans, and all this is kind of coming together. Luke, I'll start with you on this question, and Marty, you can follow. But what are your thoughts and expectations heading into this season? With all that in play, are you guys going to try to look to continue that momentum here when we start up in December?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, going off of what we built last year, we have a good crew of guys coming back. So we kind of understand the culture and what we were working towards at that point. And I think that's important. And then we can also bring the new guys on board that we bring in, just kind of, fill in those little extra spots that we need and try to make a push here and really take advantage of the season. I think that being prepared right now is going to really help us push forward when the season actually starts, and that preparation will be huge.
Marty, your expectations?
Yeah, no, I'm expecting great things from this team. Just the way we were going last year. We, like I said, we got a group chat and we're getting daily updates from Wasey in there. So everyone seems pretty excited to get the season going, and hopefully we can take around in the championship here.
I'd have to imagine Wasey keeps things pretty light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. No doubt. He's such a character, and obviously just keeps things loose. I think it's great. We've chatted with him, and he's been saying he's been talking to some of the guys and all that. But commenting on this program actually himself, he loves it. So don't be surprised you see some tweets at you guys or something about the show. But let's look back to last year. I want to talk about one goal in particular. It was the game against Norfolk in overtime. The Quinnipiac connection got it done. It was a bizarre play because it started when two Norfolk players collided into each other, and which was bizarre enough to begin with. But Marty, you took off with the puck, and you look over and you had a familiar face there, and Luke with you. And what was a game-winning goal in overtime, but it was certainly the whole entire sequence was certainly interesting.
Yeah, I picked up the puck and realized I'd have a lot of space after those two guys collided, and I just hear Chipsy yelling two. I look over my shoulder, I see him coming, so I figured I had to pass it to him. We got a 2-on-0, give us a good chance. And I gave him a bad pass. I kind of put it behind him a little. He was coming in a little hot. I was trying to open up for the puck back, and he just shot it off the goalie's pad. And I think it was their D-man that was coming back checking, stopped at the net and went off his skate in. So, I mean, it wasn't the prettiest goal, but yeah, thankfully that one went in.
It was an exciting goal, I'll tell you that. I mean, you may not like the way it went in or the way it play developed, but it was exciting. I mean, it blew the roof off the place. But that puck just, when it did hit, it slowly rolled across too. I mean, it was just such a crazy sequence. And Luke, you get the credit for the game winner there. Is that your first overtime one? And then really want to get your thoughts on the goal.
Yeah, that was definitely my first overtime goal. It was pretty ugly sequence. I mean, we watched it back, and it was, I don't know what was going on there, but glad it went in. Pretty cool score. I've never had that much space here. I think we had a 2-on-0 from like the red line or even almost even our blue line. So thankfully that guy back checked pretty hard and he had a pretty bouncy shin pad. So it would have been pretty ugly.
Well, they don't ask how all the time. They ask how many. End of the day, you got the game winner. You guys got it done. And Luke, and both of you guys, really, you both certainly had your share of nice looking goals. Obviously last year there's some good moments there. And looking at really your game, I'll start with you, Luke. Obviously playing defense. Seems as if watching you play, you're getting more comfortable there on the shooting. Getting more shots in and all that, but getting back, being responsible defensively. Do you set any personal goals and, for this upcoming season you've now experienced your rookie year, what it takes to play at this level. What are you going to look to try to work on this year in your second season?
I think just, 200-foot game, just being well-rounded out there. It's obviously nice to bring some offense, but, you have to be sound in your own end. So I think being like that two-way defensive player, so that you can be relied upon. And also I think when, the team does well, you don't really have to worry too much about individual goals because they'll probably come along with that when you're winning games. So, I think that, if we're doing well as a team, then the individual success will come as well.
Marty, what about you? What are your kind of personal goals going into year two?
Personal goal, I'd say just definitely make a playoff run. It's kind of team goal, but personal, just every game you just play to win. And I'd like to contribute a little more offensively this year. I'm a bit of a two-way player, but yeah, just I've been working on the shot a lot, so hopefully I can bring in some goals here.
Sounds like a plan, guys. Well, Shippy, I know too. There's another part of your game that that comes out every once in a while. You've been known to throw. Luke, you've been known to throw the big hit there on the open ice from time to time last year. You definitely dropped some guys there. I don't think they were expecting it. Is that something that you've kind of incorporated, or has it always kind of been there when you can seize the opportunity, just lay the clean open ice hit?
If it's there, I don't mind it, but typically hurt myself more than I probably hurt the other guy. But no, right. I don't mind playing with a little bit of an edge. I don't know. Sometimes it'll get me into trouble, but I think for the most part, it keeps me involved in the game and keeps me going. So, I think I like playing with that bit of an edge there.
Well, great. Without question, you got some guys that step up. We've had some pretty wild games last year, and it's just part of the game. So. I think we're looking good. We're looking forward to this upcoming season. We got a good base of guys, good core coming back. You guys are part of that core. So I think the fans are really excited right now, having watched this and knowing that you guys are back in the fold for this upcoming season. So guys, listen, I appreciate you, jumping on this call here with us and in our segment. And again, we look forward to seeing you here soon. And it's going to be around the corner.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for having us here. We're definitely excited to head back to Jackson, get things going, and hopefully win a championship this year.
Sounds like a plan. All right, guys. Thanks for your time. Luke Shiplow and Craig Martin joining us here on this latest edition of Inside the Igloo. Again, they're back in the mix here. The roster continues to grow. We'll continue to have more announcements and more interviews with players as we progress as the 2020-2021 season, as the news is kind of broken out in the last week, will take place beginning on December 11th. Best way to ensure your seats, we are expecting a somewhat limited capacity. We don't know what that's going to be. More details to follow on that, but we'll still have a good amount of fans in the arena that is expected. But the best way to secure your seats is through an Icemen package. So you can go to jacksicemen.com, take a look at those packages there, and for more information, we'll get you squared away with a package that'll fit both your budget and your schedule. Again, for Luke Shiplow and Craig Martin, I've been your host here, Alex Reed, on Inside the Igloo. We'll see you next time.
Let's kick it.